Welcome back, everyone. It is Miss Campos again, reading specialist at the Central Middle School. Today's session, we will focus on word work, and it is day 4 of our mini lessons. So far, if you have seen my other videos, we have been focusing on vocabulary and how vocabulary helps us become better writers and better readers. Here we have a vocabulary word. It says locate. And we're going to call this the base word. And we're going to look at variations of this word as we add on to the base. So we can say located. So what we did now is add a suffix. This word is a verb. It is something that you can do, locate something, find where it is. Then the suffix at the end helps us understand when it happened. We located something, that means it was in the past. Let's look at another variation. Locating. It is still a suffix, and it is the act of locating now. We are actually doing it now. So suffix helps us identify when did it happen, and also helps us know if it is still a verb, which it is, or if it changes it to a noun. Let's look at another variation of the word locate. If you see dislocate, now in the beginning of the word, we added what we call a prefix. A prefix changes the meaning of the base word. So if you're locating something, finding where it is, and it's dislocate, that means that it is not. So it is removed, dislocate, to take away. So the meaning of that prefix now changes a little bit the meaning of the base word. Let's take a look at another example of a prefix with the word locate. Relocate. The prefix re means again. Base word and added endings to it that we called suffixes. That helps us know when did it happen. And then in the beginning of the word, there are prefixes that changes a little bit the meaning. Here's another base word. And it says struct. We don't commonly use that word or hear it often. And we're going to use it as a base word here, or we can say it is a root word because we need to add a suffix or a prefix to make it more meaningful. So let me show you an example. Structure. So I added a suffix at the end, and you've heard of the word structure. So now it is talking about something that is built, a building of some sort. If we say construct, we added a prefix in the beginning of the word. So the root word struct is to build, structure is a building, construct is to make or create. Then we have construction, again, a suffix at the end, and this time this suffix helps us identify this word as a noun. So here construct is a verb, something that you can do when you add a suffix at the end as un or shun. Now this is a noun, it is a building, it is a construction. Then one more, deconstructing. So look closely at this last one. We do have our suffix ing, which is the act of doing it now. We have struct, which is our root word. So we have constructing, we are creating and building. And then on top of that, we have de. So two prefixes, and this is perfectly okay. Deconstructing is doing the opposite. So we are constructing and building. Now we add de in front of it. Now we are taking apart and removing. These words that have multiple prefixes, suffixes, or even just one prefix or one suffix are called multisyllabic words because we build on more parts to it and we can break it apart. All of these are multisyllabic words. So how do we begin breaking apart these multisyllabic vocabulary words? One way is by starting with the base word. what is the base word? Try to find it. So for example here, I have unfriendly, which is a multisyllabic word. And in this word, what is the base word? Friend. Friend is the base word. So we're talking about un, which is not, friend, and then ly. So acting unfriendly or not being with friend qualities. This word is another multisyllabic word, argumentative. What is the base word in argumentative? Argue. To argue, an argument, argumentative, being someone that argues a lot, or the discussion or the conversation has a lot of arguing in it. Displacement. We identified the base word as place, a placement of something, and displacement is not in its place. And one more. This one says helplessness. And yes, you noticed correctly. The base word is help. And then we have two suffixes at the end. Helpless and then helplessness. The act of having helplessness or feeling that nothing can help you at all. And then helpless is without help. So identifying the base word of a word that we already know, and then noticing the suffix and the prefix helps us know how does it change its meaning and what interpretation can I get out of this vocabulary word. Here we have misunderstand. What is the base word? Very good, understand. Then what else do we notice in this word? It has a prefix, mis, and one way we can change it is by adding a suffix, misunderstanding. So to misunderstand something is not to understand it. So mis is not, misunderstanding is that a conversation or something must have been a misunderstanding, that we're not understanding what is going on. And we can also change our base word up here to the past and say misunderstood. So something that already happened. Here we have disobedience. What is the base word? Very good. Obey. Disobey. So dis is the prefix, meaning un. And disobedient. The suffix is ent or ents. Disobedient is referring to someone or something that is not obeying. So we know what obey means, and we know that dis is not. Disobedience is not obeying, and then disobedience is the act of, is the noun part. I'm going to leave you with some words that I'd like you to break apart. Notice the base word, the prefixes, and the suffixes. How does it help us understand what the word means? Here we have indestructible, incompleted, disarrangement, and enrichment. All of these are multisyllabic words. Find the base word first, then the suffix or the prefix, or both, and try to see if you can understand what they mean as you break these vocabulary words apart. So you learned how vocabulary words have different parts to it that changes meaning. There is the root, which is the base word, the suffix that's at the end of the word, and the prefix that's the beginning of the word. As you come across vocabulary words in your assignments, whether it is in reading or in passages, try to notice how these different parts help you identify the meaning of the word and how it changes as well. Continue to watch my next day 5 video, which is a review of all of the skills and strategies we have learned so far for this week. Thank you for being amazing and practicing all these strategies at home. Continue to apply it to help become better readers and better writers. See ya.